Amid the volatility in the stock market, I found favor with investors keen to explore these emerging futuristic trends. I'm Sutit Sanyal, Assistant Editor, Outlook Money, your host for this session, and I'm delighted to welcome Mr. Umesh Kumar Dalia, Head ETF Sales, Mira Asset Investment Managers India Private Limited, as part of Outlook Money's Investment Made Easy webinar series. He will be throwing some light on the strategy one should adopt for investing in thematic investments. Welcome, Mr. Dalia. So to start with, could you please tell for our viewers what exactly is thematic investing?
Yeah, hi Sudeep. Thank you for having me on the call. So yeah, you rightly said the themes are something which are now becoming important part of every investor's portfolio, especially the evolved investors. They have started moving towards themes, keeping their advantages in mind. But before talking about these themes, let's understand what is theme actually. What do we mean by thematic in investing? So thematic investing is basically a type of investment strategy wherein you actually identify broad-based macro level trends in the economy itself, as well as the businesses that actually would be benefited from such trends. It basically enables investors to get returns through potential opportunities created by economical, social, or technological changes. We have seen a lot of changes are happening in different businesses, right? So these basically, it is a top-down approach to investments that uses macroeconomic trends and identifies problems, basically not problems, I must say, identifies how to get profit out of these investment avenues. Thematic funds basically represents a particular theme, and that theme, and then keeping that theme in mind, they invest into across assets of businesses that represent that particular theme. To give an example, like if you choose manufacturing as a theme and you want to invest into manufacturing theme, then that manufacturing fund theme will invest into companies which are engaged in manufacturing sectors like auto, pharma, chemicals, steels, and etc. So basically, themes is something where you are capturing the entire ecosystem or that particular theme which you captured, starting from scratch till the end. So all the businesses which are part of that theme will become part of investors' portfolio if investors chooses that particular theme for their portfolio.
All right. So you said a very nice word, which is ecosystem. So we can understand, just for our viewers, suppose if you invest in, suppose, as I said, EV, so that's a new trend now. So that would also include everything from the automobile manufacturers to even the lithium battery manufacturers to other, that would be all part of the theme, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Like if, as you said, EV, so electric vehicle is something which is very much talked about in India and across the globe also. When we talk about themes based on EV, obviously the theme should be capturing the entire ecosystem, starting from mining till the car parked in a showroom. So whatever is required during that particular process, every company should be included in that theme. And that's where the beauty of a theme. The thematic in investing actually gives you exposure into all the related companies and the businesses.
That would have definitely cleared a lot of doubts for our viewers. Now, when we talk of India and the global scenario, how have thematic funds grown? I mean, it's a rather new concept, as I can understand.
Yeah, actually, it is. But lately, if we see in last few years, couple of years, a lot of investors, as I said, have already started moving towards themes, or they have started including themes into their portfolio, right? And the listing has been happening around 2,486 listings. So because one fund gets listed in multiple exchanges also. This is a data which says that it's not a phenomena which is restricted to one country. It is a global phenomena where globally investors are looking for such avenues. Now, let's talk about from India perspective. If I got some data from ASMF, which says that in last year, as on July 2022, there have been 11 new products already being launched in India, and the current AUM or current inflows in last 1 year is around close to 2,767 crore. So as I said, it is not restricted to US or any other country. In India also, we have started seeing investors are inclining towards these themes because these themes have some merits which are not already available in clients' portfolio.
Now, many people seem to confuse between thematic funds and sectoral funds. I mean, there is a difference, but for many viewers, there seems to be that thin line of margin that they do not seem to kind of gauge. So, if you could throw some light on them as to how they are different, that would surely help them.
Yeah, I think you're right because this is a new phenomena lately. A few couple of years only, it has come into picture. So when we talk about the difference between a sector fund or a thematic fund, the major factor that actually differentiate thematic fund from a market cap or a sector fund is basically their investment strategy, because a thematic fund intends to capitalize and trend or and would invest around that broad theme that cut across different sectors. So when we talk about theme, it can be of multiple sectors also. An example of thematic fund is like if you talk about say financial services industry. So the financial services industry, when we take it as a theme, it includes not only banks, it includes banks, insurance companies, asset management companies, stock exchanges. So this is a multi like a theme where you can have multiple kind of multiple businesses part of it. Where if you talk about a banking fund, which is a sectoral fund, then there you will find say private banks or PSU banks. I'm just quoting example, keeping India in context. Like if you go globally, like electric vehicle, it's a theme. It's not restricted to only battery as a sector or say any specific sector. It's like it includes everything. Similarly with AI also, similarly with robotics also. So theme is basically an approach where you can cut across different sectors also. So it's like a way beyond than a particular sector investment.
Uh, Thank you for that clarification. I am sure a lot of our viewers would have now understood the difference between the two. Now, when we talk of products, now there are also like active products and passive products that we talk of. So, is it true that passive products may be a better way to take exposure in various themes?
See, by nature, if we go for talk about passive funds, these funds are actually cost effective. Not only themes, it's like you go for a broad-based index or any index. So as a nature of passive fund, generally we find that these are products which are cost effective as compared to the existing actively managed fund. But yeah, on a theme also, passively managed thematic funds can be a lower cost way to participate in some promising themes like, as I said, manufacturing, consumption, ESG, etc., which have structural tailwinds in the long run. With many investors actually concerned about the stock selection risk in a volatile market like we have seen in India lately and globally also we are seeing in such volatile market where investors are confused which stock to buy, which not to buy. I think indexing is a very good idea. Their indexing would solve that problem by simply investing in stocks that are actually already part of that index. So basis actually the index has a predefined structure on basis of which the stocks are being selected. So investor need not to put his mind there, and obviously it reduces the fund manager risk also. So on two parts, cost and also to remove the confusion which stock to buy, which not to buy, passive can be a very good option where investor can choose, especially for thematic investment.
Now, there could be various themes also, as you said. I mean, this entire the ecosystem. If we can say though, how are the various themes different from each other? And I mean, in terms of investment, and what is the return expectation? If you could point that out.
Yeah, so I would like to add risk also here because every product has a different risk and return profile or characteristics. If I talk about, so like to give an example, like a thematic fund based on ESG offer you more stable returns with lesser volatility. Whereas a theme like, say, if you go for a robotic theme, which is expected to scale up in future in multifold, but it might be able to generate higher return also. But every fund has a different risk profile. Every investor should choose those funds keeping the risk profiling of his or her own in mind. Like as I said, if you go for a more volatile or more futuristic theme, that you might need to stay for longer period for that theme, maybe for 5 years or 6 years or so. So every theme is a different risk return profile, and investors should choose wisely while investing into any of the themes.
So now you have told about the risk profile. I'm sure viewers would have had some kind of, idea about how to go about this. Now, my next question will be: now we talk of investing. So, suppose if someone were to create a portfolio using thematic products, so how should one go about it, and what should be the ideal allocation? If you could give a rough idea on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So actually, this is a very important question when we talk about allocation, because you cannot put all the eggs into one basket, and also you cannot go take so aggressive calls that you put entire your money into some theme. Though it doesn't matter how bullish you are on that theme, but you should have a wise call while investing into any theme. So I must say, based on investment objective and conviction about that particular theme, investor can take a short-term tactical call also, and should make long-term strategic allocations also. They can, which by doing a long-term call, taking a long-term call, they can patiently ride out a growth cycle of that particular theme, which is a more futuristic theme, as I talked about earlier. Since these themes have a higher concentration risk also, so compared to broad-based indices or broad-based fund, investors can consider from 10 to 15% kind of allocation to these thematic products. If an investor follows a core and satellite, investment strategy, then I must say that thematic funds can be the satellite, a part of the satellite portfolio for the investor. So from an investment perspective, core can be your broad base, and these themes can become your satellite portfolio part, and that's how an investor can define these themes into his or her portfolio, and obviously keep the risk profile of particular investor, him or her, in mind while choosing these themes.
Okay. So, as you said, the allocation should be based totally on their risk profile, as we normally do with others also. So, viewers, I hope you found this very enlightening. We will be back again with another episode of Outlook Money's Investment Made Easy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.